opportunity to reality.
Okay.
And the third is really that, you should be supported by a strong team.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So, I think that's really what happened. So there should be an opportunity. So
Yes,
the other opportunity was all about ensuring, all our clients
Yes, sir.
wanted to be more efficient, they wanted to be more effective, they wanted to reduce costs, they wanted to go out to newer markets. And our business model was really to help them to do all that. So there was a real opportunity out there, with financial crisis, with all the crisis that was coming down.
Yeah.
So there was a real opportunity there. And that opportunity then had to be converted
Yes.
to a business proposition.
Yes.
And for that, then you need to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
You need to believe in it yourself. And then you need a strong team to be able to execute it. So those are the three things. I worked for multiple companies 30 years before I joined Infosys 9 years ago. And there were years in which I did very well, and then there were years in which I did not do very well. And the years in which I did very well, it was because I focused on cost, efficiency, effectiveness.
Okay.
And the years in which I did not do well was the years in which I did not focus on them. So it's nothing to do with because we can all blame it on the environment.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this went down, financial crisis, currency. You want to find excuses, you can find 1,000 excuses for not doing well. But I think doing well in corporations is really about yourself. It's about driving efficiency, driving effectiveness. And I said if I can be in that business, I'll never be out of business. So that's why I joined BPO. And to your point, I think there was an opportunity. I believed in that opportunity. I had a good team. And then, the rest was history.
So, have you ever dreamt of, like in your childhood or as a teenager, have you ever dreamt of becoming like this, or have you ever planned to reach this great position, sir?
Not great position, but I always knew that, entrepreneurship, when I was young, I think to me entrepreneurship, business, success of business leaders, and people who are creating, names for themselves by driving effective businesses. I was always, admiring. I used to always admire them.
Okay, sir.
So that is why I think in some sense, while I did science in school,
Okay.
I moved to, business, accounting, finance, all that later because I found that more interesting.
So
to me, dealing with people is a lot more exciting than dealing with machines.
Yes, sir. Yes. Like, what was the key feature in you, which you felt that yes, I can reach the top position in this. What is the key feature at your young age you felt that yes, this quality in me, will make the best?
No, that I always felt that that I can be versatile, that I can get along with people.
Okay.
Then I realized that I have this what I call as open to new learning. So which was important. So that those were to my mind. So I was like I started my career in finance and accounting, but then very quickly I completely changed my line. I went to marketing.
Oh.
Yeah. So I became head of marketing of a large automobile company. I said, for instance, I was probably the youngest marketing director in the automobile industry when I became the director of marketing.
Oh, that's right.
But from finance to marketing, and the company had a faith in me, they trusted me, and they gave me this opportunity to move from a finance manager to advertising and marketing services manager. I shot the first ad film for the company.
Oh, that's right.
From doing finance to shooting an ad film for a company was a remarkable change. So I believe that. So you need to get excited. You need to have a passion. You need to have an interest in learning new things.
Did you find any relation between the before taking up this profession, did you find any relation between both the points? Like say you are in finance and you got into marketing team. Like what is the common asset in both of them which made you to port into this particular or adapt into this particular situation?
No, I think for anything and everything that you do in business, you need to be able to relate that to financial performance. So the strong finance background or an accounting and a finance background enabled me to get into marketing in a much more rational manner. In marketing, you can be very irrational.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with heart.
Yeah.
You're not doing so much with mind. Yeah. But finance is all about mind. Finance is nothing about heart.
Yeah.
So it's a good combination, no?
Yeah, you need to get the perfect synchronization.
Yeah. So while you deal with the heart, you're using your mind. So that's why that's a great advantage.
As I can see that you're adapting yourself so quickly to the situations. Like you are into finance and then you get into the marketing team, and I can see that the first shift the major shift which I felt was like how could this great man was able to adapt. The adaptability was like when you shifted from Infosys, like when you got retired from Infosys and then joined the hospital industry, which is altogether the BPO industry, is altogether different industry. And this hospital industry is a totally different industry. How did you plan yourself like?
No, 2 years back, I knew that I knew that I would retire on a certain day because that retirement was about to do with age, which we can never stop. So I knew that I would retire on a certain day. And so 2 years back, I was thinking what I should be doing when I retire. And then in the last 9 years in Infosys BPO, I had an opportunity to work with 140 global companies. They were the best in the respective areas of business.
Yeah.
And then I realized that setting up centers in developing economies, in emerging economies, I realized that there were opportunities in what I call as the here verticals. Health, H for health, E for education, A for agriculture, and R for retail. I realized that health, if you look at the developed countries, they have a problem of cost management in health.
Yes, sir.
If you look at developing countries, you have a problem of accessibility.
Yes,
if you look at poor countries, you have a problem of affordability. So every country has a problem in healthcare. Some on cost, some on affordability, some on accessibility. So that's a huge opportunity. I said I will never have to wait. In a growing population, you never have to wait for who will buy your next motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in a population, you know that people will need healthcare, and people will want to shift from being ill to being well. So that's a great opportunity to convert the entire healthcare mindset from being treating of illness to bringing wellness.
Oh, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I chose there. Education in the last 9 years, I've recruited thousands of people globally.
Yes, sir.
And I realized that there's no talent available. A lot of people, you get hands and legs.
Yes.
But in a growing economy, in a technology-oriented economies as we move forward,
Yes.
a lot of work which we did by hands and legs will be eliminated. It will all get automated. It will all be, intellectual. Most of it will become intellectual. So you got to have a good combination of hands, legs, and heads.
Yes.
Most countries today are focused on hands and legs and not so much on heads,
Yes, sir.
which means the quality of education. So I saw a huge opportunity in quality of education.
Okay, sir.
Agriculture. Why do we get food on the table today? We get food on the table today because people in 1960s focused on green revolution in the country. That's why we are able to get, a billion people are getting food on the table.
Yes.
Will the next billion get food on the table in the next 15, 20 years? I'm not so sure.
That's a questionable factor.
Because our productivity in agriculture is not good, our technology in agriculture is not good, our making our agriculture produce move to consuming sectors without waste is not good, our water management is not good, our financing for agriculture is not good, people are committing suicide, farmers are committing suicide, you name it, you have it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Even we have an article like on agriculture, especially that's brought on Indian farmers, where we presented the
So there is a huge opportunity in agriculture.
Yes.
Retail, everyone talks about FDI, and all that. I don't know. It's all political. We must understand that producing and consuming in an era of specialization, producing and consuming centers will never be the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Earlier, it was 100 miles away. Now they have become thousands of miles away. Tomorrow they will become 10,000 miles away. So the only way that you can do is to do effective transfer of products and services from producing countries, say, centers to consuming centers.
Yes.
Supply chain management, efficiency, effectiveness. So retail is all about that. People think retail is about, taking jobs away from some neighborhood shops. This is a very, incremental way of thinking.
Okay.
It is about, you have to think in a larger scale, which is about driving efficiency, effectiveness, cold chain. Look at the amount of agriculture produced that gets wasted because you're not able to reach to people who want it.
Yeah.
And that's what retail will do. Retail will bring in competitive environment.
Yeah.
Today you are saying pricing is up. If you have a good retail, pricing will go down. It will not go up.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And there's a huge opportunity there. So I was quite clear when I leave, and that's what I was doing. I was helping retail companies, I was helping banking companies. That's what I was doing in BPO, to make them more efficient and effective. I said, now let me try and see how I can play a greater role in health, education, agriculture and retail, at least in one of them. Manipal happened. So Manipal is in health and education. So it's in the first two alphabets of year.
Yeah, got both at one shot.
So for me, it was a no-brainer decision.
Yeah, and in this process, in the process of growing, a country needs to be, by research, it has to be equipped very well. So, we can see a lot of, funding coming into the, this software sector or different retail sectors. But we can't see, especially in India, research field has not much gained the interest of investors. What can be the factor? When we compare West, there has been huge funding coming into the research, and because of which they are able to enjoy the fruits of it.
No, it is a question to my mind of relative priorities and supply and demand.
Okay.
For a very long time, even now, in most sectors, there is still a lot of demand.
Yes, sir.
So when you and I will continue to buy whatever is made available to us, or we have to fight to even buy that, right?
Yeah.
Why would we think of what is going to be available tomorrow? You get what I mean? It is only when your latent requirement is satisfied that you will look for newer things.
Yeah.
And that's why if I am running a corporation, if whatever I produce in whatever manner I produce, I am able to sell it to you and make money, why would I spend on research?
But even if you observe the Western countries, we have been, if you take Indian present condition only, so even you take in different sectors, we have been continuously buying the things. But to name the defense sector itself is buying the things.
Yeah, but then the fact is the defense sector, if the army guys are pathetic, if their families don't get 3 meals a day, because you can't afford them to pay salaries of the kind that they have to be paid, can you imagine should the army first make sure that the people who are in the armed forces are well looked after, or should they be spending money on research and design?
Yes. But the factor is that, if we don't spend, because even taking that, defense sector, importing or, taking,
Relative priority is what I'm saying.
But that won't that weaken our security measures?
So, what will weaken? So you can put in research and try to bring, design a huge, the most efficient tank.
Yes,
10 years later. And then today, starve all our army jawans. And tomorrow there is a war. What will happen?
Yeah, of course.
So it's relative priority. First you got to feed those guys well. You got to make them very effective. Then you got to invest. If you got money to do both, great. But you don't have the money to do both. Now you are not even able to. A guy who goes and hits for 5 centuries in cricket match, or in IPL, you give him $1 million. Yeah? And the guy who fights the war, what do you do to him?
We don't pay anything to him, other than paying at last.
So we are a warped economy.
like in order to get rid of this position, like say once like Indians keep like fingers crossed, waiting to see that dollar rate we won't go up or like go down and go up, especially mostly, so that our currency will not like value will not like it goes like $1.60 like that. Even recently when I went to purchase a laptop, I asked him like what is the price of it. He said that it is 18,000. I said that okay, just 2 months before I inquired it was 15,000. He said it's a dollar rate increase. Like in order to get out of this dependency, so what measures as a nation we have to take?
No, I think as nations we have to be very clear that we have to become efficient. We've got to be very agile. We've got to be able to create infrastructure which enables us to be efficient. We have to make sure that we have to create. You can't make money by moving money.
Yeah, sir.
You got to make money by creating something which is tangible.
Yeah.
Our manufacturing industry must become very vibrant. We should enable people to bring in new products and services. We should be able to export them.
Yeah.
We should be able to become globally competitive. Those are the things that we need to do. There are no soft solutions. You can't hope saying that we will make money by moving money. You can't make money by moving money. You have to make money. You can only make money by creating infrastructure, creating services, creating products, and making them globally competitive.
Do you think that the present educational standards, like which we have been observing, so do you think are they enough, up to the mark? Are they up to the mark to face the global challenges?
No.
So what measures we can take, to?
The university schools and colleges have to train people better. Today, I think if you're in a global economy, I keep talking about 5 basic skills: communication skills, comprehension skills, analytical skills, corporate skills.
Yes, sir.
These are very, very important. Yeah, computer skills.
Yeah.
These 5 skills are critical. And you can go to any college. I mean, not the top 100, 500 colleges. Go to the other colleges. People who are graduates when they come out.
Yeah.
Test them out on communication, comprehension, computer, analytical, and corporate skills.
Yeah.
If they are good, you got an answer.
So is it the reason why, especially in Infosys software recruitment, you see like they don't check much of technical skills, but whereas analytical skills and much.
So these are basic skills. Others can be, overlaid. But if you don't have these basic skills, no matter what you do, you will not be globally relevant.
Okay. And one more thing is like we can see like a lot of BTech students getting.
I have 5 minutes more. I would get into it.
Yeah, sure. I'll finish it off. Like we got a lot of BTech students coming into the market and even getting into the people sector. I personally see a lot of my friends getting into. Like how can we make the best use of this untapped potential, and make the future economy out of them impact?
No, I think the idea is that the government must create a facilitative infrastructure, and there must be entrepreneurship that must get encouraged. Organizations such as ours must be able to then work with the government and on our own to be able to create an environment where we are able to provide opportunities to people to sort of use the skills and talents. So while you are creating a good employable workforce, you've got to ensure that you are creating an economic environment and the infrastructure to be able to take advantage. Today you have a problem in both. There is a problem in good employable manpower, and then you have a problem in terms of your infrastructure. So you've got to solve both. There's no point having A-class infrastructure without people's capability.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got to train people better. There's no point in training people better, but you don't have provide them with opportunities to deploy.
Yeah.
So I think there is a huge opportunity. I mean, the government should let people free. They must let entrepreneurs free.
Yeah.
They must become facilitative. They can't keep on controlling everything. Education is controlled, healthcare is controlled, the roads are controlled, the airport is controlled, everything is controlled.
So is it like, setting everything free won't be like, national security,
It's all in the mindset.
So, we have been seeing many entrepreneurs coming up, but they have vanished just like that. So what is the key quality in especially Indian entrepreneurs, missing basically?
No, that is because of the fact that good entrepreneurs will always do well. It is the not so good entrepreneurs, if they are fraud entrepreneurs, there must be enough control mechanisms within the country to be able to curb them, no?
Yeah, of course.
So the fact is that those control mechanisms don't work. You and I know.
Yeah, of course.
So if you are dishonest,
Yeah.
you must be punished, and you must be punished swiftly.
Yeah, that's true.
But if the court justice system takes you 35 years to punish you, I mean, you can be in jail. You made all your money.
Yeah.
And then they will, when you are 80 years old, they will put you in jail. That's what they have done to a few people, right?
Yeah, of course.
And that's what they are. Instead of being in grave, you are in jail. And someone looks after you. Because when you are 80 years old and you are outside, no one will look after you. Unless you are the cops are looking after you. So it's a good situation to be in. Yeah?
Yeah. What would be your message to the young entrepreneurs? They have to keep in mind,
So they have to focus on developing people. That is which is very important. I think people, everyone owes it to the country to do whatever it takes to help, education, training. I think it is important because that is what is going to drive the economy.
Yes, of course.
Number two, they must create a good environment of quality environment for producing products and services.
Yes.
That cannot be done alone. It has to be done with the government.
Yeah, of course.
You must take away the dishonesty that exists. Today, most people believe that most businesses are dishonest. You've got to take that away. All of us have got to be honest citizens. Yeah, and then that will be my message to entrepreneurs. Please focus on training and educating people. Focus on creating a facilitative environment in partnership with the government. Avoid being dishonest.
What is one sentence, what is the quality they have to build themselves? Like say, many MBAs are coming out, but we can't see, as I said that, there's a lapse in the educational system. What is the one key quality they have to focus much on? They have to develop it by themselves, so that they can meet the challenges.
Everyone must be passionate about excellence in whatever they do.
The precision.
Passion for excellence. They must do it right.
Yeah.
They must do it right every time, and they must do it on time. So my mantra is on time, every time, right first time.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. One more thing. Can you share a short message for students who like to listen to you? Because to be frank, when I told that I'm going to meet such a person, it's been a lot of excitement, and even my friends in Infosys DPO, they were excited. So even can you share a few messages to our students, upcoming graduates?
No, and I think be positive, be very positive.
Yeah.
Be open to learning.
Yeah.
Because the more you learn, the more you will learn.
That's true.
It's never the other way around.
Yeah.
So be passionate, be open to learning new things.
So, being in a youth stage, what were your aspirations? What was your aspirations? What was your focus in to become CEO of a company? Did you plan something like that? Have you ever planned like that?
No, I believe that there are immense opportunities that I always wanted to be successful in whatever I do. And I always believe that I should not be inward looking, with just constraints around me. I think I must grow out of constraints. And I must learn from others, not just from India, from globally. So in all my last 30 years, I have always dealt with global situations, not just with Indian situations. So that's been a lot of learning.
What is the biggest challenge you faced in your life so far, and how were you able to overcome it?
Biggest challenge to me is really about, getting the right quality of people on whatever I wanted to do, in the various companies that I work for. The only overcome is to make sure that, you continue to look for the right people, train them well, engage them well, and then they will deliver. So it's really about, a lot of people ask me, what's been your biggest concern in business? I have said that my biggest concern in business has been people.
Yeah, lack of professionalism has been like spreading over.
If you're doing a manufacturing company, you can buy a machine.
Yeah.
You buy the right machine, buy the right steel, you'll get the right product.
Yeah.
Here you hire the right person.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning you don't know how he's going to behave. Because people are the most unpredictable species in the world. So it's a great challenge, to manage people. It's the biggest challenge. It's very exciting. Because we know that they're going to be unpredictable. Machines are predictable, people are not.
Yeah. Like, what was the professional challenge, like, in handling people? Did you ever have, trouble? This situation is absolutely, I can't manage or something like that?
No, there's never a situation that you can't manage. You got to be empathetic, you got to have sympathy, you got to be passionate, you got to be honest. You got to be transparent. If you're that, then, you'll be able to manage anything in people. But if you have hidden agenda, then you have a problem.
What was finally what was your opinion about our management?
I haven't seen it, I'll see it now.
Sure, definitely we'll be waiting.
Okay.
What is your suggestion for our, because you are considered as expanded, especially I have read about you, whenever I read about you, you can see one thing in common is that, I can term you as expansion guru, expanding your business, expansion guru. So, what is the qualities, because that we want to share with our readers also, in fact. And even we want few suggestions from you to expand our, boundary, to a larger boundary.
You have to continue to, like I said, you have to continue to access opportunities.
Yeah.
You got to identify opportunities.
Yeah.
And then you got to meet those opportunities. You got to satisfy. It could be a need to learn. It could be a need to remove pain.
Yeah.
So if it's a need to learn, then you got to educate them. If it's a need to remove pain, then you got to find solutions to remove pain. So you got to identify opportunities and come up with solutions which addresses those opportunities.
Okay.
You will continue to grow.
Thank you.
Okay.